Hey guys, welcome to Study Scoopers again. So today me, Study Scooper, is back with another video, and today we are gonna learn rational numbers. And before we start our video, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you keep on getting the updates of my new videos I post. So let's start, and before we start, let's know something. So, what could you see over here? There are many mathematical operations. There is plus, minus, divide, multiplication, and comparison, and etc. So, what are we gonna learn today? We are gonna learn these mathematical operations in today's rational number, and this is gonna be your part 2. So, let's begin. First, let's go for addition of rational number. How are you gonna add the rational numbers? It's not like normal. We have to go with some steps to add it. Let's know that steps. So first, let's go with the question. So your first question is 6 by 7 plus 4 by 5. And how are you gonna add it? You can't add it simply because you have to go with some steps. Let's know the steps. The first step is to find the LCM of the denominator. And what are the denominators over here? They are 7 and 5. So the denominator of 7 and 5, the LCM will be 35. So now 35 is going to be your denominator. And the third step is to divide the 35 by the denominator 7, which is the first rational number. And what do you get? You get 5. So now at the step 4, achieve value at step 3, multiply with numerator. So 6 into 5 is equal to 30, and this at the step 5, this 35 will be divided by the denominator 5, which is the second rational number. So 35 divided by 5 is 7 obviously. So at the sixth step, achieve value at step 5, multiply with numerator, and what do you get? You get 28. So 4 into 7, 28. So now, what are the two numbers you got? They were 30 and 28. And now what's your answer? You have to add the two numbers and divide it by 35. Why you have to divide it by 35? Because 35 is your LCM and it is the common denominator. So what do you get when you add 30 plus 28? You get 58. So now what's your answer? It's 58 by 35. Hope you all understood addition of rational number. Now let's move on to the subtraction of rational numbers. Subtraction of rational numbers is also the same, but the only thing is you have to do subtraction in this. So we have this question 6 by 7 minus 4 by 5. So what should you do? You have to subtract 4 by 5 from 6 by 7. So let's go on. The step 1 is like the addition. Find the LCM of the positive denominator 7 and 5, which is 35. The step 2, now the LCM is going to be your denominator. And at the step 3, you have to divide this 35 by the denominator 7, which is the first rational number over here. And what do you get? By dividing 35 divided by 7, you get 5. So now what should you do? Achieve value at step 3, multiply with numerator. So 6 into 5 is equal to 30. And divide this 35 at the fifth step. Divide this 35 by the denominator 5, which is the second rational number. So what do you get? You get 7, right? By dividing 35 divided by 5. So now achieve value at step 5, multiply with numerator. So 4 into 7 is equal to 28. Now you again got the two numbers, which is 30 and 28. Now what should you do over here? You have to subtract these both, right? So what is your answer? What should you do? 30 minus 28 divided by 35. So what is your final answer? It is 2 by 35. Hope you all understood addition and subtraction too. Now let's go with multiplication and division. Multiplication of rational numbers is quite easier than addition and subtraction. Let's know it how. What should you do in multiplication of rational number is you have to multiply the numerator to the numerator and denominator to the denominator of each. So what are the numerators over here? 3 and 4. And what are the denominators? 6 and 5. Right? So what should you do? You have to multiply 3 into 4 and 6 into 5. So what's your answer? 12 by 30, and when you simplify it, you get 2 by 5. So now what's your answer? It's 2 by 5. That is what the answer of your question. And the division of rational numbers is also quite easier. Let's know it how. So what should you do? what's your question? 3 by 6 divided by 4 by 5. So what should you do over here? Divide this 3 by 6 by 4 by 5. So let's go move on. So what should you do in this division is change the divide sign into multiplication by reversing the denominator. So what was the sign? What you have to do? You have to divide this, right? But then what will be happening in this division is the first number, like the numerator over here is 3 by 6. So this 3 by 6 is going to remain the same. What will happen is you have to change the division sign into multiplication, and then you have to change the sign of the second number. What's your second number? 4 by 5. So what will it be changed to? It will be the reciprocal, right? So what will be changed to? 5 by 4. Now what's your thing? 3 by 6 multiplied by 5 by 4. So now you could go with the multiplication how you did at the last step. So multiply the numerator to the numerator and denominator to the denominator of each. So what are the numerators now over here? 3 and 5, and the denominators are 6 and 4. So 3 into 5 is always equal to 15, and 6 into 4 is equal to 24. So now what's your answer? It's 15 by 24. Hope you all understood the 4 mathematical operations of rational numbers. And now let's go with the rational numbers between two numbers. So the example 1 is the method 1, which is to find the mean. And what is mean? Mean means to find the average. And how are you going to do it? By adding the minimum and the maximum number, which is the two numbers, and dividing it by 2. Let's go on. So your question is between 4 and 5. So how are you going to do it? The mean between minimum number over here is 4 and the maximum number over here is 5. So what are you going to do over here is, you have to add this 4 and 5 and then divide it by 2. Okay, so what will you get when you add 4 plus 5? You will get 9, right? And this 9 will be divided by 2. So then you get your answer, which is 9 by 2, right? Now the second question which is here is mean between the minimum number, which is 4, and the derived number, which is 4.5. So how are you going to do over here again? You have to add 4 plus 4.5 like how you did at the first question, and then you have to divide it by 2. So what will you get when you add 4 plus 4.5? You will surely get 8.5, and this 8.5 will be divided by 2. And now what will happen is, this 8.5 divided by 2 will be converted into 85 divided by 20. How is it possible? You learn it in the further slides, but now to say you, like, if in the decimal convert into integer number, if you have to convert a decimal into integer number, then you have to divide over here by 10. Okay, so if you have a confusion, you will be clearing your confusion in the further slides. So now let's move on. And now you can see that between 4 and 5 you have a derived number, which is 9.2, right? So now the third sum is the mean between the minimum number, which is 4.25, and the derived number, which is 4.5. So what are you going to do here again? You have to add 4.25 and 4 plus 4.5 and divide it by 2. So what do you get? You get 8.75, and this 8.75 should be divided by 2. So here what will happen is, this 8.75 will be converted into 875, and the 2 will be converted into 200. And how is it possible? Here in the decimal, when we have to convert it into an integer number, here you are going to convert it by dividing it by 100. And how is this possible? You will be learning in our further slides, as I said. So now what happens is, now you understood that between 4 by 5 you have numbers, which is 9 by 2 and 875 by 200. Now what we want you is, you have to find the number between 9 by 2 and 5, and you could comment it. You can answer of this question in the comment section below, and we will be giving you the answers in the further videos. So let's move on. So there is a general note first. Let's know that if a result has numerator integer, divide by 1 so that it is converted into p by q form. So now you have the rational numbers between two numbers over here again, with the example, the method 1 again, which is find the mean. Mean means average. Now you all understood of that. And here what are you gonna do? You're gonna find the mean, the average between 1/4 and 1/5. So what are these both? They are rational numbers. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna find the number between these two rational numbers. So let's see how are you gonna find it. The same method like how you did in the first one. You have to add the minimum and the maximum number. So how will you add it? You can't add it simply, right? We have learned how to do addition of rational numbers. So what should you do? First you have to find the LCM of 4 and 5, which is 20. Am I right? So now what will you do? You'll see like with what will you add, so that the denominators are converted into 20. So when you add 4 into 5 you get 20, so that this 4 into 5 you get 20. So 1 also will be multiplied by 5, so that what will you get the answer as 5/20. And at the maximum number, when you multiply 5 into 4 only you get 20. So this 4 will be even multiplied by 1. So what's your answer? 4/20. So what's your two answers? The minimum number now is changed into 5/20 and the maximum number is being changed into 4/20, right? And now what are you gonna do? You have to add the two numbers. So now what will you get when you add 5/20 plus 4/20? You will get 9/20. Am I right? So now 9/20 is your answer. Okay, and at the step 2, now is it your answer? Not still, because you have to now divide it by 2. Am I right? So then by finding this, first now you have to you have found the addition of the both rational numbers, and now you have to divide it by 2 from the step 1, right? So what will you do? 9/20 divided by 1/2. Am I right? So that 9 into 1 into 20 into 2. So what is your final answer now? 9/40. Am I right? So hope you all understood this. If you have any doubts, you could clarify. You could ask your questions in the comment section below. Let's further move on. And now you have understood that between 1/4 and 1/5 you have a derived number right now, which is 9/40. Am I right? And now what we want to again is to find the rational number, the rational number between 9/40 and 1/5. And you could again answer for this in the comment section below. So now we have some bullet points for you, and this is what the doubt which will be cleared over here. You had the question that 8.5/2, how is it converted into 85/20? Am I right? So this doubt will be cleared in this slide. Now in result has the numerator in decimal, you have to convert it into integer number by dividing it by 10, 100 or 1000 as per as the number of digits after the decimal, and remove the decimal points. So now for example, if you have one digit after decimal, then you have to divide it by 100. So what is given over here? 8.2. So that will be converted into 82/10. And if you have two digit after decimal, you have to divide it by 100. So you have a number which is 5.63, so that will be converted into 563 divided by 100, and so on. So then if you have 3 digit, and it will be so on. So if result has denominators in decimal, then you have to convert it into integer number by multiplying it by 10, 100, 1000 in numerators as per as the number of digit after decimal, and remove the decimal point. So what do you mean by this? Like if you have one digit after decimal, multiply in numerator by 10. So what's your answer now? 1/8.2 will be converted into 10/82. And one more, if there are two digit after decimal, multiplying with numerator by 100, so what do you get? If you have a number which is 3 divided by 5.63, it will be converted into 300 divided by 563, and this will be going so on. So hope you all understood. How are you getting the points and all? So now let's further move on with the rational number between two method, and this is the second method, which is the LCM method. and you have a number which is between -2 and -1. So let's find it out. Now the step 1 is to find the LCM of 2 and 1 by converting it into a positive sign. So what do you have? Yeah, it will -2 will be converted into 2 and -1 will be converted into 1. And now what's your LCM? It's 2. So now 2 is going to be a denominator. Am I right? And at the step 3, you have to multiply with this 2 to the minimum value, which is -2, and you get -4, which is now your numerator. And at the step 4, the achieved value at step 3 kept as numerator. So what's your first number? That is -4 by 2. And at the step 5, you have to multiply this 2 to the maximum value, which is -1, and what will you get? You'll get -2. Am I right? So now -2 is your numerator, and achieved value at step 5 kept as numerator. So -2 by 2. And how did you get this 2? Do you remember? It was the LCM of 2 and 1. So what are your two numbers? It is -4 by 2 and -2 by 2. So now compare the numerators. So what is greater, -4 or -2? It is surely -2. Am I right? So now what's your answer? That -4 by 2 is smaller than -2 by 2. And now at the step 8, take the integer numerator between -4 and -2. So what is the number between -4 and -2? It is -3. So now what's your answer? Thus the rational number between -4 by 2 and -2 by 2 is -3 by 2. I hope it will be easy for you to understand this. Let's move on. The second method, and this is the other question in which you have some positive numbers, which is 3 and 4. So what should you do? You have to find the LCM of 3 and 4, and here it doesn't need to convert it into any positive sign because it is itself a positive only, right? So what will you get when you find the LCM of 3 and 4? You'll get 12. So now 12 is going to be your denominator. And at the step 3, multiply with this 12 to the minimum value, which is 3, and now 36 becomes your numerator. And now achieve value at step 3 kept as numerator. So what's your first number? It is 36 by 12. And the step 5 is to multiply this 12, which was the LCM, to the maximum value over here, which is 4. So what do you get? You get 48, which is the numerator again. And the achieve value at step 5 kept as numerator. So what's your another number? It is 48 by 12. And now when you compare these two numerators, which is greater, 36 or 48? It is obviously 48, right? So now what is your answer? That 48 by 12 is greater than 36 by 12. So now at the step 8, you have to take the integer numerator between 36 and 48 and denominator as 12. Am I right? So what are the numbers which comes between 36 and 48? It is 37 by 12, 38 by 12, 39 by 12, 40 by 12, 41 by 12, and it gets continued till 47 by 12. Hope you all understood this. Now let's go. Rational number between two numbers, the second method, and this is between two rational numbers itself, which is 1 by 2 and 5 by 7. Let's see it. You have to first, what should you do? You have to find the LCM of the denominators, and here what are the denominators? It is 2 and 7. So what is the LCM of 2 and 7? It is 14. Am I right? So now 14 is gonna be your denominator. Am I right? And at the step 3, you have to divide this 14 by the denominator 2, which is the first rational number. And what do you get? You get 7. And at the step 4, achieve value at step 3, multiply with numerator and denominator. So, what's your first number now? 7 by 14. And the step 5 is to divide this 14 by the denominator 7, which is the second rational number. What do you get? You get 2. And achieve value at step 5, multiply with numerator and denominator, which the second number which you get is 10 by 14. And now when you compare this, which is greater? Obviously 10 by 14 is greater than 7 by 14. Am I right? So now you have to take the numerator between 7 and 10 and keep denominators as LCM achieved. So now what are the numbers between 7 and 10? They are 8 by 14 and 9 by 14. So thus the rational numbers which is between 7 by 14 and 10 by 14 are 8 by 14 and 9 by 14. And now what are we gonna do is we are gonna arrange the rational numbers in ascending order first, and then we'll be going with the descending order too. So these are your 4 numbers, which is minus 1 by 3, minus 11 by minus 12, 5 by minus 6 and 7 by 9. So first what should you do? You have to make the denominators as positive by multiplying minus 1 on numerator and denominator. And why are we doing this? To reverse this sign, because the denominator shouldn't be in a negative sign, right? So when you multiply it by minus 1, both the signs will be changed. So now what are your numbers which you get is you get 3, 12, 6 and 9. And what are the LCM of 3, 12, 6 and 9? It is 36. And now what is it gonna be? 36 is gonna be your denominator. Okay, and at the step 4 you have to divide this 36 by the denominator 3, which is the first value. And what do you get? You get 12. So achieve value at step 3, multiply with numerator and denominator. So what did you have? You have minus 1 by 3, and so minus 1 will be multiplied by 12, whereas 3 will also be multiplied by 12. So what's your answer that you get? Minus 12 by 36. And at the step 6, follow the step 4 and 5 for each of the other rational numbers. So like at the step the second number, so what do you have? You have now 11 by 12, right? So the 11 will be multiplied by 3 and 12 will be multiplied by 3. So what do you get? You get 33 by 36. And at the step 6.3, you have minus 5 by 6. So that minus 5 will be multiplied by 6 and 6 will be multiplied by 6. So what do you get? You get minus 30 by 36. And at the step 6.4, you have 7 by 9, and this 7 will be multiplied by 4, whereas 9 will also be multiplied by 4. And what do you get? You get 28 by 36. Am I right? So now we are going to compare these rational numbers. This was your question, right? And the corresponding rational number received of common denominators are minus 12 by 36, 33 by 36, minus 30 by 36 and 28 by 36. And 36, the LCM, denominator 3, which was the first value, denominator of the first value, you got 12. So what did we do? We multiplied minus 1 by multiply minus 1 with 12 and 3 also with 12. Then what did we get? We got minus 12 by 36. And now your step 7 is to compare the numerator of A. A is what the numbers which you got, okay, and you have to arrange them in the ascending order. So what are the numbers that you get? Minus 30 is smaller than minus 12, is smaller than 28, is smaller than 33. And now the corresponding rational numbers are arranged in ascending order, which gives us the answer as 5 by minus 6 is smaller than minus 1 by 3 is smaller than 7 by 9 is smaller than minus 11 by minus 12. So hope you all understood the ascending order of rational numbers. Now let's move on with the descending order of rational numbers. You have the numbers over here, which is 2 by 5, minus 1 by 4, 9 by minus 10 and minus 7 by minus 12. So how are we going to arrange this? The first step is to make the denominators as positive by reversing the sign of the numerator and the denominator. Like how are we going to do it? By multiplying it by minus 1. So what are the numbers which you get now? 2 by 5, minus 1 by 4, minus 9 by 10 and 7 by 12. And now at the step 2, you are going to find the LCM of the denominators, which is 5, 4, 10 and 12. And what do you get? You get 60. And at the step 3, this denominator as 60, which was the LCM, it will be your denominator. The step 4 is to divide this 60 by denominator 5, which is the first rational number. And what do you get? You get 12. Am I right? And at the step 5, achieve value at step 3, multiply with numerator and denominator. So what is the number now which you got? It was 2 by 5. and now 2 will be multiplied by 12, whereas 5 will also be multiplied by 12. So what do you get? You get 24 by 60, and this step 4 and 5 will be followed for each of the other rational numbers too. So at the step 6.2 you have minus 1 by 4, and in this minus 1 will be multiplied by 15, whereas 4 will also be multiplied by 15. So what do you get? You get minus 15 by 60. And at the step 6.3 you have minus 9 by 10, in which minus 9 will be multiplied by 6, whereas 10 will also be multiplied by 6. So what do you get? You get minus 54 by 60. And in step 6.4 you have 7 by 12, in which 7 will also be multiplied by 5 and 12 will also be multiplied by 5. So what do you get? You get 35 by 60. And now we are going to arrange these numbers in the descending order. So the corresponding rational number received of common denominators are 24 by 60, minus 15 by 60, minus 54 by 60, and 35 by 60. And 60, the LCM of denominator, and 5, which is the denominator of the first value. And what did you get? You got 12. So 2 into 12 we did, and we did 5 into 12. And what did we get? 24 by 60. And now we have to compare the numerators of A. A was the number which we received with the common denominators, and we have to arrange them in the descending order. So now which we get the conclusion as that 35 is greater than 24 is greater than minus 15 is greater than minus 54. And now you have to arrange the rational numbers in descending order, which we get the answer as minus 7 by minus 12 is greater than 2 by 5 is greater than minus 1 by 4 is greater than 9 by minus 10. Hope you all understood the ascending and descending order. And now let's revise the ascending and descending order and comparison of rational numbers. So what was the first one? First step was to make the denominators as positive if there were any negative denominators, by reversing the sign of the numerator and denominator. And how did we do that? By multiplying it by minus 1. And this the second step, we made the denominators as common on each rational numbers. The step 3 was to find the LCM of the positive denominators of each rational numbers. And the step 4 was to divide this LCM value by denominator of rational numbers. The step B was to divide this LCM by value by denominators of the rational number. The step C was the achieved value at step B multiply with numerator and denominator. Now the step D, now the denominators become common. And now your step 3 was to compare the numerators in lesser or greater as achieved at step C. Now at the step 4 you get the answer, and you arrange them by taking the integer number between the numerators. Am I right? And now we are with equivalent rational numbers. What are these equivalent rational numbers? When a rational number is divided or multiplied with same non-zero number, then two numbers are said to be as equivalent. It means that if you have a number like 7 by 9, so this 7 will be multiplied by 4, whereas 9 will also be multiplied by 4. And what do you get? You get 28 by 36. And now, does 28 by 36 is an equivalent form of 7 by 9, and this 7 by 9 can even be written as 28 by 36. Am I right? Because we found the equivalent form of it. And you have here we did it by positive numbers, and now let's do it with some negative numbers. So you have the same sum to make you clear. So this 7 will be multiplied by minus 8, and 9 will also be multiplied by minus 8. So you get minus 56 by minus 72, and thus the minus 56 by minus 72 or 56 by 72 is the equivalent form of 7 by 9, and this 7 by 9 is equal to minus 56 by 72 minus 72, or it could be even written as 56 by 72. And now how will you find whether the two rational numbers are said to be as equivalent rational numbers? Let's know it. So you have a sum over here which is 6 by 4 and 42 by 28. So what should you do over here is you have to divide the numerator to the numerator, whereas the denominator to the denominator of one another. So you have now when you what are the numerators over here? It is 6 and 42, and the denominators over here are 4 and 28. So what should you do is you have to divide 42 by 6, and what happens, what is the answer which you get when you divide 42 by 6? You get 7, am I right? And 28 by 4 is also equal to 7. So the results are same over here, and this same result can be said to be as equivalent rational numbers. And how will you know whether the two rational numbers are non-equivalent rational numbers? You have the question as 6 by 4 and 42 by 32. So what should you do over here again? You have to divide the numerator to the numerator and denominator to the denominator of one another. So what are the numerators over here? 42 and 6, and the denominators are 32 and 4. So when you multiply 42 by 6, you get 7. But then when you multiply 32 by 4, what do you get? You get 8, and 7 and 8 are not same, and the result over here is not same. So this, when the results are not same, you call them as non-equivalent rational numbers. I hope you all understood this chapter, and now we are done with our chapter of rational numbers. If you have not still subscribed to our channel, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you keep on getting updates of my new videos I post. And if you have just understood the rational numbers, don't forget to hit a like. And we are going now, but if you have not watched our other videos, the previous videos, make sure that you watch them also. So thank you, and please keep on watching our videos. Thank you.